people say that the difference between being foolhardy and brave is just a matter of degrees. That they say that, you know, somebody's totally foolhardy and then kind of brave. It's sort of like a vague area there. But that's not true by a country mile. No, it's not true at all, because the difference between being foolhardy and being brave is incredibly obvious, and it all depends on knowledge, on understanding the situation. Because you see, often as not, what's going on is that the foolhardy does something without realizing the true danger of what it is that he's doing. He does it and he's like, oh, la-di-da, it's no big deal, it's not going to be dangerous. Whereas the brave man knows exactly how dangerous what he's doing really is. I suppose you could say that it's sort of like an outgrowth of the Dunning-Kruger effect. The Dunning-Kruger effect, if you don't know, is the effect whereby somebody with very little knowledge thinks that he's an expert. But as he attains more and more knowledge, he realizes how little he actually knows. And as he becomes an expert in something, a true expert, he feels himself less of an expert than the guy who knows absolutely nothing. Yeah. It's why, you know, these blowhard fools walk around thinking that they know what they're doing when they clearly don't, and why people who are true experts in something come across as extremely humble and insecure about what they know. Similarly with bravery and foolhardiness. The brave knows exactly how dangerous something is. The foolhardy doesn't. He's just a fool. And so the foolhardy dives into something, does something, and sometimes he gets lucky. Sometimes he gets lucky and it all works out for him and he looks like a hero, right? But he was still a fool because he didn't really know. Whereas the brave man, sometimes the brave man, precisely because he knows, sometimes he decides not to take that step forward. Because he knows. Yeah, because sometimes the brave man, precisely because he knows, he realizes that he can't succeed. He can't succeed in some endeavor, and so he decides to take a step back and not go forward. And the foolhardy will say of the brave, oh, you look at you, you chicken shit, you didn't do it, you didn't do this thing, you could have done it, yeah, but you chickened out, you're a loser, you're a coward, you're this, that, the other. That's how the foolhardy people react when a brave man steps back and says, no. What's interesting, of course, is that the foolhardy is a slave to his emotions, pride being one of them. He thinks that he has to do something, and so because he's a slave to his emotions, he goes ahead and does the foolhardy thing. And like I said, sometimes he succeeds, sometimes it works out for him, and lucky bastard. But many times it doesn't. Many times he falls flat on his face, or worse. The brave man knows what's going on, understands the true danger, but more to the point, he reins in his emotions. He's a true man, by the definition that I've given to you multiple times. A man, what is a man? A man is someone who uses his reason, his logic, his acquired knowledge, and his experience in order to dictate his actions. He doesn't allow his emotions to dictate his actions. He uses his mind, his reason. That's what a man truly is. Someone who's foolhardy is not a man, by definition, because he's just going along with his emotions. He's not examining the situation. He's not realizing the true danger. He's just going with his emotions. Often is not pride. Often is not fear of ridicule. And he does something, and he does that thing, and it works out, it doesn't work out, it doesn't matter. The origin of his action is immature and quite frankly pathetic, because he's afraid of what he will think of himself for not doing something, or he's afraid of what worse other people will think if he doesn't do something. Whereas the brave man, the truly brave man, is indifferent to the opinions of others. He is indifferent to any kind of emotion he might be feeling. Because of course it's quite natural, as you understand a situation, to feel afraid to do something, because you understand the dangers of it and you don't want to suffer the effects of that, the negative effects, of course. And so it's quite natural to feel fear, but the brave man sets that fear aside as well. He's a true man. You're young, you're going through life, and sometimes people will tell you to do this or that or the other. They will tell you to do it, and if you don't do it, you're a chicken. Or they will tell you that all the cool kids are doing it or whatnot. And what you have to do is be brave. And by being brave, that doesn't mean, holding on to your emotion. No, it means examining the situation. Examine the situation, the pros and cons. Figure out the odds of success. Understand the true dangers of some activity or some course of action. And make a decision, a rational decision, based on all of that information or all the information that you can acquire. And if you think, not feel, think that you can succeed, then go forward. But if you think that even with your best efforts, it's not going to work out, then take that step back and be indifferent to what other people say. Because lots of people will say all kinds of foolishness because lots of other people will want to see the spectacle of you trying and potentially failing. Because for them, for the other people, if you succeed or fail, it doesn't matter to them. It's still a spectacle. They still get some enjoyment out of watching you either fail or succeed. But you are going to be the one suffering the costs. So don't be foolish. Be brave. Be rational. Be a man. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you enjoy my content, please check out my Patreon channel. Link is in the description below. I do an extra video every Wednesday, usually a video that is too controversial for YouTube. And I also do a call-in broadcast, a weekly webinar, every Sunday. And that broadcast runs usually 2 to 3 hours, and we talk about whatever is going on or some interesting topic. Like I said, it's a lot of fun. Like I said, links are in the description below, and so thanks so much, and I'll catch you next time.